Hello, friends. It is I, Katie Rubin, your friendly neighborhood modern mystic, energy healer, divine light channel. Holy shit, sassy bitch. What's going on? I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Monday. I can't get these frizzies to be less frizzy unless I hairspray them, and I'm not fucking hairspraying on a Monday. It's not how I feel like rolling with my life. So we're gonna have these frizzies and we're gonna detach from the OCD brain. Just move right back from it. Back and in. I have your 3-card spread here. It's ready. It's right before me. It's right here on the table. I hope you guys are feeling the relief and the joy and the ease and the peace that comes post-retrograde. When we come out of a nice retrograde and we move into a nice abundant flow of things. I can't stop looking at it. I'm letting it go. I always find of late that even though I feel pretty expanded past the effects of a retrograde, I definitely watch the way the world around me is all being affected by the retrograde, and that affects me. So even if we're expanded past a thing, and if the thing is still happening around you, it affects you, which brings me to an important teaching. People in healing sessions and in healing classes often want to be able to heal out of an external situation that doesn't work. And one of the trickier things about being on a healing path and coming to know ourselves intimately is, when am I in a situation that just doesn't work and it's time to get out of the situation? And when am I in a situation where the external things aren't working because something inside of me needs healing or integration or processing? There's a real journey to figuring out when it's what. And sometimes the only way to figure it out is to do a lot on one side of that polarity and see what is revealed on the opposite side of that polarity, which is to say, let's say you decide everything inside of you, like everything outside of you is a reflection of something inside of you. So you get busy for many years. This has been my approach, doing all the healing work inside to make your outsides show up more how you'd like them to be, more how we'd all like them to be, peaceful and satisfying and fulfilling and success-oriented and working and happy and joyful and centered and grounded. And then you discover, I've done all this work. I've spent 20 years working. Oh, still when somebody is a toxic, gaslighting narcissist, I can't hang out with them, period. There's no amount of healing you can do inside to change someone outside of yourself who doesn't want to change or who's not going to be changing. Or let's say you do all kinds of internal work to process your feelings about or your relationship to your job or your home. And you're like, I get it. I'm in flow. I receive the truth. I'm not in resistance to my reality. And you still hate your home or job. Time for a new home or job. This is true also with locations on the earth. If you feel pulled away from the location you're in, sometimes you just need a fucking trip. People like panic, like, uh-oh, if I don't like it here, what does it mean? Well, it may mean you have to move, but it may mean you need to go to the Bahamas for a weekend. That's me stirring my ice. So anyway, everybody we are all individuals and we're on our own little paths, and what's true for you is unique to you. I really strongly encourage folks to get a human design reading. If you don't do it with me, do it with somebody. Do it with whoever you trust. Because we've each got to really understand how the machine of us works. And when you're coming from trauma, it's hard to trust the machine of you. You know, I swear I'm getting into your 3-card spread. It's coming right now. But one of the gifts of trauma, people sort of never believe that trauma has gifts in it. But I'm so grateful, knock wood, thank God, these days for the trauma that I've had. Because something I notice is that people who haven't had a lot of trauma, they don't end up getting they don't always, I should say, or there isn't as strong of an impulse a lot of the time, not all the time, to get very masterful at life or to get very masterful of themselves in their life. So people kind of flit through reality and whatever because nothing hurts too much and nothing is too painful and nothing is too bad. But when you've had a ton of trauma, you're pretty motivated to heal it and to figure out, like, what is true for me? Who am I? What are my preferences? Do I care about this? Do I want this job? Who do I want to date and love and marry? Do I like dogs? Do I like cats? What is a sacral yes? What is the emotional wave? Like, we're interested, we of the tribe of folks who've been through some stuff, we get humble and we get open-minded and we get curious and we get willing to learn about ourselves. So please, if you're a trauma survivor and you're someone whose life isn't perfectly figured out and you're looking around the world going, why does everybody else's life look all figured out? Please know that the gifts are in the trauma. If you're willing to go into your pain, process it so it can come out and reintegrate into you so you can become whole, your trauma is the doorway to your enlightenment. It's the doorway to you knowing yourself. And that's not woo-woo magic shit. That's very grounded information. Here's the last thing I'll say, and then we'll go into your 3-card spread. Any piece of pain you have in your body, and when I say pain, I mean resistance to doing the things you want to do, not making as much money as you'd like, challenges with your family, anything and everything that has a charge on it inside of you. If you just were to go into that charge, instead of spending all that energy resisting that charge, go into it. In my personal preference, you would then bring the light of the divine or conscious awareness into that place where that pain is and process it through. You would have so much insight, awareness, clarity, connection to yourself, intuition, authenticity, truth, joy, pleasure, fun, all the things you're looking for. It's all right in here. If you can just go into it instead of away from it. That's the whole trick. That's the whole thing I do with my healing clients is we commit to working together over time to having you go into what's in the way. We bring conscious awareness, energetic healing into it. All that's doing, by the way, it sounds very otherworldly and fancy. It's just consciousness coming to that which is unconscious. When we have a wound or an emotional block, that's just a sort of like a dead part inside of you that needs to be processed so it can come alive again. That's all we're doing. So it's therapy essentially, but faster and deeper and works multidimensionally. So it activates your spiritual alignment at the same time in a quicker, deeper way. Anyway, everything is possible. You can heal anything. Anything that's healable can be healed. But if you're in a narcissistic relationship or a job you hate or the wrong house or the wrong city, that can't be healed. You have to move. Let's look at your 3-card spread. In the recent past, you've been in some kind of deep freeze. Haven't we fucking all with the retrograde? Present moment is the Strength card. I'm going to hold these here. And the outcome is intention, which makes a lot of sense given the other 2 cards. So the deep freeze that we've been in. Let's see, did that move? That helped a little. Okay. Everything has its season. Now is the time to put activity on hold while you rest. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forgo ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity now, so reflect, read a good book, or get a massage. Rest and dream, which is such good advice during a Mercury retrograde. I hope some of you were able to slow down enough to just kind of let the retrograde occur. This is part of why, knock wood, and I'm very grateful for this, I'm not as knocked over by retrogrades anymore myself. Like I was talking about at the beginning of this video, expanded past them a bit. Part of it is I move slowly enough now for my tempo that it's harder to just like have stuff bump into me. I'm not saying I'm beyond it, universe. I'm humble, I'm open, I'm teachable. And there is a gift to, if spirituality, or you could say your connection to yourself, your capital S self, your higher self, is your central focus or the primary purpose of your existence, it's going to point you to the healing work you need to do, which then gets you to be pretty damn aligned with yourself and consciousness itself and the universe, so that retrogrades don't have to be so hard. They're still going to have their slowy downiness. Like a retrograde is going to slow us all down, but it doesn't have to kick our ass so directly and so hard once you're more in alignment. Okay, my light just did something weird, so I'm gonna, I don't know how to fix it. Technology. Wait. Wait, I think it's this. See if that does anything. Oh, bye lights. All the lights went bye-bye. Let's turn the lights back on. Ooh, that one's red. Green. Do we want blue? I'm not trying to get a colored light, you guys. There we go. All right, so in the recent past, a freeze. And remember what it says in the card. This is a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity. Forgo ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. That's the recent past. Present moment is the strength card. The number 44, which I always talk about as being an angelic number. The 4s are about angels. So when you have 2 4s, it's like you're in the presence of angels. Your true strength comes not from self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. The strength to accomplish even the most daunting tasks is yours at this time. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The strength card indicates that your ideas are being tested and refined, and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As the potency of your connections becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in. For magic, look at her. This chick is diving in. She's on the edge of a something, and she's like, check me out. I'm balancing the world on my right arm, and I'm diving in with my left leg. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As the potency of your connections becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in. For magic is in the process of finding a form to take. Magic is in the process of finding a form to take. When you remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts and reliance on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. You can do anything now. You can do anything now. Even make your fuzzy hair go down. So you've been in a deep freeze, but not in this moment. In this moment, we're in the strength. You can do anything now, as long as we're in connection and collaboration, I hear the card saying, with higher power or higher consciousness or your higher self or the universal flow or the divine light, whatever you like to call it. So you're going to want to make your intentions clear. Intention, and it's the 22 card. The 2s are about connection, community, love, friendship, family, Libra energies. So we have a 22 card here, and we have the intention, a little owl with a little quill in his mouth. Is it a quill or is it a daffodil? Maybe it's a daffodil quill, which rhymes. Deliberate, clear intentions have the power to change your world. In a world where you need change, intentions are your best. One intention was ready to save it all. Okay. Your objectives will be fulfilled at this time. Inspired intentions are like magic arrows shot into the sky. The universe is bringing you a gift, showing you that you're hitting your mark. Recognize that you're not the one who has to do all the work, however. Others help you co-create reality. You connect to the power of your intention, sending it out into the field, then allow for synchronicity to work its magic. Perhaps the good intentions of others will inspire you to send out beautiful ones of your own. Own the life you want to lead and live deliberately with clarity and detachment. Deliberate, clear intentions have the power to change your world. Own the life you want to lead. Live deliberately with clarity and detachment. You know, that's an important part of intention setting. We want to go, I want that. I'm clear. I'm heading toward that. And then we detach from it having to look the way we think it needs to look. And we detach from it has to happen in the way I want it to happen. And we detach from it has to feel the way I want it to feel all the time. Intention set. So here's how I'm hearing this spread. So many burps. You've been in a freeze, but it's a time, a freeze like this or a retrograde is a time to slow down and kind of like let it go, let things be in a dreamy state. We're not aggressively moving forward. because we're gestating and we're building our momentum and we're gathering our forces so that in this present moment, we can realign with consciousness, higher power, divine light, divine flow, and trust and know that we have strength to get clear about our intentions. Set the intentions and head toward them. Today is the day, my friends. If you've been waiting, when's the day? I need a sign. When do I get to take action? Today is the day. Any day, by the way, is the day. We want to be in divine flow and receiving guidance and going with the river of life. But also, do you know that when you're on a river, you're usually in a raft or on an inner tube with some kind of like paddle thing going like this? So you don't just get on a river and just go wherever. You don't just let a river entirely take you where it wants to go, because it'll shove you onto the shore. And now you're not going down the river, or it'll slam you into a rock, or it'll drown you in a whirlpool. Uh-oh, I lost you? Okay, I think I'm back. When you're going down a river, you have a paddle and a raft. That's so you can avoid the rocks, stay away from the shore, go down the middle flowy part of the falls, and not die. That's life. When you're going down the river of life, yes, we want to be receptive and we want to be open to what the divine is showing us, but we also need to steer the raft. So you get to do both. It's a collaboration. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Be clear on where you're going down the river of life. Think of it this way. Let's say you're on a camping trip and you set your tent up down at the bottom of the river. Then you drive your car back up to the put-in or the start point of the river. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get back to your car, which is down the river. You got to have a plan for where you're headed. But then we surrender the shape that the whole trip is going to take while keeping the paddle in our hands and making sure not to get totally off track. That's the balance of reality. Okay, I love you so much. I have a healing special running, reduced price energy healings. You must book by this coming Friday, which is the 19th of May. Packages of 3 are usually whatever they are. Right now, the numbers are attached to this video. Check out the numbers. So a single session is reduced price, packages of 3 are reduced, and packages of 5 are reduced. I promise to be kind to you in your sessions, and I promise to hold you in the space where you have a thing that needs to be dissolved and released, and I promise to bring the light to that place, and I promise it will process, integrate, release, and you will feel lighter and freer and clearer and have an easier time setting your intentions, knowing your strength, and allowing for deep freezes when they're required. I'll send you some details about that in the post here. I love you guys. Have a great week.